Hello and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast where normally we're watching a TV show that none of us have seen, skip around some episodes, try and figure out what happened last time on. That's what we were doing the last couple of weeks, is what we'll be doing the next couple of weeks. But we took a little break in honor of Mike, Joe Mike, Joe Mike, Tom Joe Mike,
Mike Joe Mike Tom Joe Mike,
Mike Joe Mike Tom Joe Mike, and Mo Joe Mike Tom Joe Mike.
Yes.
To watch Max Payne.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that today because
in
Ben
honor...
sat through a movie, which means he made us sit through a movie.
Well, we had originally thought we needed to do this to fill in a gap because Victor was busy, and so I watched a movie, and then I'm saying I'm not watching this for nothing because Victor loves this film.
Do you?
I like it. Yeah, I actually really want to hear what the problem is. Because
it's so bad, Victor.
I know so many people think it's so bad, but I enjoy it. I actually have it on my list of Christmas movies that aren't Christmas movies to marathon every year. Even though this is not a Christmas movie, it's got lots of snow. For some reason, I thought it did take place at Christmas, but yeah. I like this movie. But this is coming from someone who never played the video games, so.
Oh, see, I have played the video games. They are great.
Yeah.
I don't know how they hold up. I'm guessing not well.
They're getting a remaster.
Yeah. Just PlayStation 2 era platforming that was just terrible at the time. Mm-hmm. And it's only gotten less accessible once you're not just steeped in it.
What year did this movie come out? I'm trying to find where it is on 2000. Holy shit, 2008? Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember seeing this in college.
Wow.
And being incredibly disappointed in it then.
Yeah, it's got a 5.3 on IMDb, and it's panned as one of the bad video game movies. But yeah, I'm waiting to hear any reasonable explanation for a bad opinion about this movie.
Well, it's slow.
I've got a few.
It is in no hurry to go.
Let's introduce
nowhere.
ourselves first here. Let's before we.
I'm Jafar.
I am Ben.
I'm Victor, and you're listening to Last Time On, the first and only podcast on the internet to come with a 200,000 mile powertrain warranty, rated #1 by Car and Driver magazine for 6 years running.
Yeah, you just buy those, right?
Car and Driver magazines? Yeah, of course you can buy those.
No, there's the certified truck of the year stuff that somehow every car has. JD Power.
Is that?
You literally just buy those.
You just
They're
buy
JD
them.
Power's a marketing firm.
What it is the thing wins, and then you have to pay for them to talk about it and pay for the licensing rights.
Okay, but if more than one person pays, did you just say
so,
everybody wins?
What would happen is JD Power would call us up and be like, "Hey, just want to let you guys know that Jafar won Last Time On Host of the Year."
Fucking right, I did.
And Jafar could go, "Cool. Can I reference that in any way?" And they'd be like, "Sure, for money." And oh, do you want us to put that in our podcast, retrospective trade magazine? We can also do that for money.
For money.
And so you have to win the survey.
Okay.
But anything beyond...
That's the thing, is they don't rank the cars, actually. It just wins gold medal. And they all win gold medal.
So do they have more than one gold medal they can give out?
100% they do.
Well, they do.
Everybody wins.
It depends on the thing. Like, it's the same thing with wines. They do, here's our gold medal tier, here's our silver medal tier. It is not one gold, one silver, one bronze like the Olympics.
Well, good to know. I knew I could
So they're
depend on the...
about meaningless,
Yeah.
but, like,
Much like the IMDb rating of this movie.
I can't say, okay, I'll give you money, and can I get a J.D. Power award? They'll go, no. We have standards. But before we dive in to Max Payne, slow-mo bullet time, that they, like, don't use in this movie,
That
which
Like,
is
for like
probably-
30 seconds a couple of times.
It's probably one of my only complaints. Is like I did
because
not
that is
once
what the
see
game
the-
is built around.
Yeah, I didn't see the sideways dive with two guns out that
Yeah.
that Max
There's
Payne is
one.
known for. Is there? I must have missed it.
Well, there's two, actually.
There's two slow-mo scenes, and yeah.
Well, there's two backwards dives. But yes.
Oh yeah. There was a really great meme I tried to find that I was going to use as the thumbnail for this, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It was an old meme I remember of a woman in her house with the cleaning gloves on, and she's got like 2 Windex bottles in her hand, and she's diving, and it's Max Payne, but P-A-N-E, like window pane. She's cleaning window.
In the town next to mine growing up, there was a dentist's office that the two dentists, their last names were Fear and Pain. And so it was Fear and Pain Dentistry.
Wow, yeah. They're still in business?
I don't know. This was 20 years ago I moved. But before we dive into that, Jafar and I have a story we get to tell now.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
tell me about the story.
So we went and saw Ripe.
Yeah.
And we went and saw Ripe as of this recording 2 nights ago, as of airing about a week and a half ago.
Ripe band who first became famous hosting the greatest podcast about randomly seeing movies or TV shows in order.
Well, the theme
yeah.
song.
Our
song,
theme
yeah.
song is Goon Squad by Ripe. They are the band that I've thanked and encouraged you to go listen to every time, every episode.
And if
We
you
put
listener
our money
are
where our mouth is.
yeah, if you listener are listening to the podcast and you have not yet listened to Ripe, what are you doing? Get out there, go buy some Ripe.
They just put out a new single. It's a fucking bop. Go listen to it.
But
Have a shot for your birthday and one for the end of the world.
yeah. So we went over to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Couple hour drive.
And while we are, just so you know, Victor, that we can totally hear all of the scraping and swirling when you do that.
So
Trying to
much
get the
straw.
pineapple out of the bottom of the cup, but don't worry, I'll edit it out. So-
All right.
Okay.
But we are at a bar just chilling before the show starts because, hey,
have a beer.
the prices are going to be crazy when you get there.
right.
We got 45 minutes to kill. We're not going to drink at the venue. We're going to drink at a bar. And who should walk in but
Pregame.
the lead singer and the trumpet player. And Jafar played it as cool as he has ever played it. And 100% props to him.
There are rules when interacting with people whose job is to entertain you, or people who you have a emotional connection with that do not have an emotional connection with you.
Parasocial relationships.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is actually something I learned from my dad, from having him encounter people of noteworthiness and how he handled these situations, which is if you're going to attempt interaction, always start it through an intermediary. So that way the person, if they have no interest in taking their little bit of time off before they're about to do their entertaining job, does not wish to interact with a fan, they have an easy out, and they don't have to do it to your face. So I pulled our waiter aside and told him to offer the band like a round on me, right? Just like, hey, whatever those two guys over there are drinking, it's on me. He seemed a little bit bewildered by it, so he'd be like, that's the band we're going to see later today. I just want to buy their first round of drinks.
Yeah,
You know,
the waiter was not grokking what Jafar was putting
Yeah,
down.
I had to like break it down for the waiter. The waiter goes over, picks their order, offers a drink, and they're like, eh. And he's like, well, they're not, those gentlemen over there offered to pay for the drinks. And then that's when they reached out to us, thus sealing the covenant. We have not forced them to interact. They have chose to interact with us. And then the lead singer was all like, well, if we're going to do a drink, I don't want to drink a beer. It's going to mess with my voice. I have to sing. You're aware of this. Mm-hmm. So let's do a shot. And so we ordered a round of shots for the table and the band. We had a drink together, wished them a good show. We talked about the podcast for a moment. We talked about Goon Squad being the theme and everything. And that was just a cool little interaction. They went about their dinner. We went about ours. Like,
Yeah.
We did not spend a lot of time with them. But it was very cool to get to just, like, interact with that level with the band. Really appreciated it.
Yeah, and
You know,
like I got to
hearing-
talk to him about how like, hey, I emailed like, hey, just want to let you know like, you are the theme song to our podcast, and it's cool because I emailed your representation. And they're
They
like,
said it was
"Yeah,
okay.
as long as you guys aren't like spewing hate or something, we're cool with it." And like, totally not. Like, and also happy that that's your criteria. Like, that's super dope.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, hearing about these parasocial rules of social interaction and the social contract here about calling over your people to talk to their people to see if it's okay if I buy you around, that just reminds me that, wow, good goddamn, we have had a different class of, of living growing up. It reminds me of that thing from Orville where what's his name, the ginger dude, they're going up on the planet that the security girl alien grew up with, and he just goes, God, I'm trash. You want to know what I did last night while I was walking my dog? I was coming back home from walking my dog, and across the street is the college campus. So I live near the college campus of TCU, and it's a notoriously expensive school in Texas. And across the street is a lot of like stealth dorms, as they call them. And last night at around 2 a.m., I noticed there was a big ass aluminum Bud Light can that was empty. I think it was huge, and I'm planning on making a trip to the recycling center next week just to get some extra cash for my cans. I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna grab this, and then I see like 2 or 3 more of them, and I pick them up, and then this college girl comes out of her dorm, or not dorm, but her condo, and like looks at me like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, I'm picking up your trash.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like 30 cents for this. Can you please fuck off? You know. Anyway, yeah.
But then
But glad you guys had a good time, all right?
we had a,
I would have just been honest, like, oh, if I had been there, I would have gone up and been like, dude, you're the guy with the hair, bro, Goon Squad, am I right, Sophie?
Victor, you are breaking the red. And that's
See,
coming from
exactly.
me.
You can't even take me anywhere on pod. So
I'm just saying, you might want to
Hypothetically.
change your dials. But then after that, we went to the show. The show was amazing,
Fantastic fucking show.
and
awesome.
Our area was really bringing the energy to the point where they're like, "This area over here, you guys get an A+. The rest of you guys, you got to bring it up." And we're like, "Okay, all right." Now I'm jumping for the next 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And then right before he kicked it into Goon Squad, because he did say like, "Hey, Goon Squad's the theme song. Make sure you stick around for the encore." And I'm like, we're not gonna miss the encore,
We're not
but
gonna miss
okay.
the encore. We're not missing Good Squad.
And so Goon Squad was the encore, and he pointed to us. And
No
they did
way.
Goon
That's
Squad,
beautiful.
And it was awesome. And the highlight of my year.
Dude,
Yeah.
let's okay,
Fantastic.
I think we should add that to our repertoire here. Be all just like, last time on, the only podcast certified A+ by Ripe.
Hypothetically, I mean, I'm sure there's others. Yeah, no, it was a really cool experience. They are great live. I know that I have been encouraging listeners to go see them when they tour. I only feel even stronger about that. It was a fantastic show.
Yeah, I got my calendar marked for their Dallas stop. Let me see. Hang on. Let me lift up my calendar here. It's May 23rd. Yep. So, listeners, if you're in the DFW area, May 23rd, Come say hi.
Let's see, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, now let's talk from the highs to the pain. Let's talk Max Payne. And
God, we open.
the first thing I wrote down is I'm sad I'm watching this.
Well, first, let's explain we were watching this because our main Viper driver, James McAfee,
Yes. The voice of Max Payne
yeah,
in the
yes.
video games,
all the video games apparently,
and also has a cameo in this movie.
I looked for him, I didn't find him. So
I
the
also
FBI
did not
agent.
find him.
He's the FBI agent who interacts with Ludacris at the end.
Oh, okay.
So when they come back in and like arrest all of the bad cops, and then when they've locked down the building, he's the guy who Ludacris is talking to.
okay.
Yeah. This movie opens on a monologue of Max letting us know that this will be the noiriest noir to ever noir. This is going to make Sunset Boulevard look like it was shot in color. The third man is going to need a fourth to match this noir. The big sleep will need a nap. Strangers on a train are going to have to get to know each other. And the Maltese Falcon has had its wings clipped by the raw amount of noir. Marky, I sell ketchup and pickles with my name on them Wahlburgers, is about to throw at us.
I'm not 100% sure, but was that sass? Was there some sass I detected there?
There's a bit of sass. It is 10:30 and I'm drinking whiskey, so
Yeah.
you know.
Sassy.
PM listener.
Right.
I said I do respect the number of noir films you listed. I don't know. I love noir films.
Yeah,
That is
I
why
thought that was the whole point of Max Payne was noir and
It is.
Matrix-style slow-mo dives.
the games are super noir and dark and sad, and they're great.
This monologue is from the games.
Yeah.
The opening monologue is lifted straight from the games.
And we see just a Max Payne sinking down into a frozen river, and then we get our classic 1 week earlier.
Yep.
What was it he said at the beginning? Like my life is pain or something like that. What did he say?
I don't think he's that on the nose.
It
I
felt
don't
like
know.
he was about to say my life is pain, maximum pain.
Not that kind of film. That's if it immediately kicked into a new metal score. That is what I'd say.
But they did use the word pain a lot, the PAIN, throughout this movie, and every time it reminded me of when I went to go see in Austin a few years back. They had this great show. I think it's still going on, Master Pancake Theater, and it's where they do a live riff, Mystery Science Theater style of the movie. And they did one for Con Air, and I did not realize how many times they said the words Con Air in that movie.
Oh yeah.
But every time they did, they would pause and do the big logo. They edited it in so it would go Con Air. So I wanted to do that every time they said pain in this movie. I want to make an edit. And every time someone says pain, it goes Max Payne.
You can do the name clicking like a gun, cocking like a gun from the end credits.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our first big deviation from the games. So Max Payne is a detective who comes home one day and finds his wife and baby have been murdered.
Now, I do remember that is from the
That is
video
from the
game, right?
games.
Okay.
But in the games, he then turns that into a completely insane, self-destructive, like, he goes and starts like volunteering for the most dangerous undercover operations and put me in with the most ruthless drug lords and mafiosos. Like, I don't care if I die. That is Max Payne. Like, I'm not going to kill myself, but I will throw myself at the world until the world kicks back.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas this Max Payne has just gone to cold case, and he sits behind a desk and doesn't talk to anybody, and we meet the new
brooding as hell.
detective and his boss, who exists only to tell our sad Max Payne backstory.
Yeah. The beginning of the beginning of the movie, the monologue is I don't believe in heaven, I believe in pain. Is that also from the game, or is that?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. I don't believe in heaven, I believe in pain. Max Payne.
Yep.
We get Max blowing off his new coworker, and then he is playing with his guns before we go to our dirty subway, where
It's so dirty.
Max walks past a couple of junkies junkin' with a...
I called them sweaties in my notes.
They are very sweaty.
I called them tweakers. I wasn't sure if that was an accurate term these days.
He is setting himself up to get mugged by following the muggers and taking stuff that they had pawned and then walking past them with it.
Yeah, he flashes that sweet-ass Rolex he's wearing.
Yeah. Which is, weird behavior, but okay. And then he beats up the two main guys and chases after the one guy who's he's actually there to make sure, was he the third man in our house, bungled robbery? What's going on?
I was reminded of the very first episode of Burn Notice when he lures the goons into the bathroom. Michael Weston from Burn Notice gave us a great monologue explaining that if you're ever going to get into a fight, a bathroom is a good place to do it because there's lots of hard surfaces you can smash heads against. But yeah,
as we saw in the cold open of Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale.
Oh, Casino Royale. Damn it, Ben, you got me.
You have to say it like Iron Fleming in Casino Royale.
Oh no, Mr. Bond.
But
This whole thing felt very in media res, but after we already had an in media res opening 6 minutes ago, I hated it. The pacing is terrible in this movie.
It's awesome. What are you talking about? It is noir in noir. You get noirception here. It's amazing.
And the problem here is, in the game, this is a reoccurring motif where each time you go through the house and it's a little bit worse and a little bit worse, and it's just meant to illustrate the deteriorating mental state of Max. But we don't get it being a little bit worse each time. We just get the same flashback over and over and over again, and it doesn't work.
It gets you get a little further each time he does the flashback.
But like in the game, like the first time you're just walking, and then the next time it's dark, and then the third time it's like everything's covered in blood, and so it is visually representing, hey, this is a little bit different each time you're here, and it's harder to do the platforming and navigation, and it is using the gameplay formula to illustrate a point, instead of, and now we're going to show the same thing just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's like, hey, I already know what happens when he gets to the end. His wife is dead.
Well, I mean, Well, okay, they do reveal that pretty early on, but you don't. Okay.
And then we get a junkie who freaks out on the train tracks and then gets hit by a subway.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't think was realistic about these junkies is the way one of them drops his vial of blue liquid drug. That's like a perfectly good vial. Like, look, man, I don't know much, but I know junkies, and I know that they would not drop a half full vial.
Oh yeah, they are good to the last drop, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Next scene.
Yeah. So Max is at a party.
Wait, can we talk about for a moment before we change scenes how he takes the one dude's gun, which is a tiny gun for babies, throws it in the sink to pull out his big man gun, and then blow the locks off the bathroom stalls that are like inches away from his hand?
Oh yeah, you're getting splinters all over your shit, man.
His hand would be covered in shrapnel. Oh, so bad. And also all of the holes it blows in the doors are perfect circles, exactly where a lock would be. Like, it's just, there's so much little shit in this movie that just makes me go, this isn't how guns work, that I just get so upset.
I'm right there with you, Jafar.
And yeah, so we cut over to Max accosting Charlie's Uncle Jack when some Russian gangsters, led by Mona Sachs, played by Mila Kunis, and after a moment wandering around the club, he finds the drug and orgy room, where the ceilings are.
It is also the candle drug and orgy room.
Yes.
Ooh,
Which
that's
I
not a good
feel
combination.
makes it even. That is what makes this irresponsible. Like, you are going to
The
burn
candles.
this apartment down.
Man.
And the ceilings here have gorgeous inlays, but they've got ceiling fans from Walmart with no lights in them.
And so Max here meets up with Natasha, who is this femme fatale, and he's just like, I'm just accosting anybody who might be able to tell me about any other lowlifes so I can follow a chain of lowlifes to find that third person who broke into my house.
So, Ben, I never played Max Payne 2, and it's been a very long time since I played Max Payne 1. Mona is only in Max Payne 2, right? She's like the other main character in Max Payne 2.
She's in both.
She's in both?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's, as far as I recall, not in the third one.
And is Natasha is her sister?
Yes.
Natasha, yes.
Olga Kurylenko. I think this was before she got really big. I'm just boggled by how many stars are in this movie. Like, holy shit! Like, a lot of them were before they really made a name for themselves, but still, it was like, wow.
But she tells her sister, hey, don't worry about it, I'm clean, before immediately going to the drug orgy room. And it's just like, we find out later that Mona, Mila Kunis' character, is like the world's best assassin. And it's like, maybe don't lie to your world's best assassin sister about doing drugs. Like, if you need a reason to get clean.
Yeah. Sister being world's best assassin seems like an easy reason to not upset her.
Or just not sell that sister drugs.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going to kill you. She's going to kill me.
Yeah, exactly. Natasha follows Max home here and tries to get some of Marky Mark's fucky punch, but gets turned down as I call him face tattoo Batman in my notes.
Lupino.
Because he's always on ledges overlooking
He
the
is.
city.
He totally does.
He's
does Batman.
gooning hard.
Yeah.
Ben,
he's not gooning hard. That means something different than what you think it means.
No, he is 100% goon.
Okay, we know that, but
he is a goon. He is not gooning.
No, so he's
These
a
words
goon
have
and
different meanings, Ben.
No, words mean things, and he is performing as a goon. He is gooning.
Oh, God.
Just right there in the hallway,
dude.
staring at Marky Mark, and then in the alleyway while
he's gooning in the hallway, then he's gooning in the alley.
Yeah.
He's just gooning everywhere he goes.
I'm gonna have to talk to Glow about her updated PowerPoint of the youth slang, and just make sure that this one makes its way across, Ben.
Dude, this other podcast I listened to, it's fucking hilarious. This guy, he didn't know that edging was a sexual thing. He just thought
when you get that lawnmower
lawn care?
right.
Yeah.
That is.
He thought it was just he was using it as like the literal term of delayed gratification. And he was telling the story about how he took his mother out for her birthday dinner with his wife and his granddaughter and all this shit. And the waiter comes around and says, "Would you like a dessert?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I've been edging myself all week. I haven't had any sweets at all, so I'm ready." Yeah, He said it like his kids are like, "Oh my fucking God."
But yeah, so Natasha wants action, but Max, he just wants answers. And then we get Natasha is calling Owen, and then we see for the second time one of these Valkyries, which is a problem in this in this film, because how corporeal these things are changes as the movie goes along.
See, now I, having not played the video game, I thought that was a thing.
Nothing
I
to it.
I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is like a modern Dark Arts fucking I thought Max Payne fights demons. I'm like, oh, I guess I never got that far in the game. So
No demons, no Valkyries,
just drugs.
Yeah, it's just drugs.
Just drugs. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote, I'm not sure if this is a bad trip or if it's more as the CGI is so bad I can't tell if they're supposed to feel real or not. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But now we get to the first bright spot of this film. Who shows up but Max's ex-partner Alex, played by Donald Logue.
Yeah.
Yep. He was
This guy's
in
great.
Blade.
He plays pretty much the exact same character in Gotham. I mean, different character name, but yeah, same type. The crooked cop who's like, the good cop, bad cop, but you're not really sure if he's the good cop or the bad cop from scene to scene. So
He does the same thing in a
Lazy
season
cop.
of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh wow, yeah, he looks like a guy from Sons of Anarchy.
But we also find out that she stole Max's wallet, and Max didn't know. Like, he gets to work later, and Alex is like, "You need to come with me, because your wallet's
I don't have
found
my
on a
wallet."
dead girl." And once again, we get Max. What was it? Who is our awful dumb stripper? Sonny, who
Was
This
from-
movie's
from-
really bad
from
at
Viper.
giving us any characters' names. Oh,
oh
Viper.
Frankie?
no
How could you forget Frankie?
Frankie went in, but the stripper was like the guy who they're like, "Hey, we're trying to prove that you didn't do this," and he's like
Oh right, yeah.
not answering any questions and not helping the murder police at all.
Murder police.
And Max is doing the same thing to his old partner Alex, where Alex is just like, "Hey man, dead woman, chopped all to hell, has your wallet. Can you tell me anything?"
Yeah, he's like, no,
And-
I'm Max Payne. I don't answer questions. I only brood.
And it's just like, hey, say like, "Yeah, met her at a party. She came back to my place, and I wasn't interested, and she split. She must have grabbed my wallet." At least, like, have some sort of answer.
right. You have an answer.
Yeah.
Like,
She
just
robbed
saying-
me.
I didn't kill her doesn't help you at all when they think you killed her. It's not that difficult to just say a couple words more. Yeah. This is I don't know, this was very frustrating for me because they don't say Alex's name for like 3 scenes of his involvement.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
And it's just
They don't say Mila Kunis's either for a very long time.
yeah, we get her name from the file very quickly if you can read fast as they're like going through stuff. And it's just like, why am I reliant on IMDb to know character names in a movie? That is bad writing.
Yeah.
So after this, Alex goes through the old cold case file for Max's wife. He realizes he missed something with the tattoo. It relates to this crime syndicate. So he gets back to. He says he's going to meet Max at his like known quantity apartment, which is not where he's living, but rather just the place that he has on his driver's license.
Yeah, he notices that one of the dead goons had the same tattoo as Natasha.
Yeah.
And so, hey,
Yeah,
we
the
finally
little ring on
have
the
some
wrist.
sort of lead. Like, hey, yes, it's on a chopped up dead girl, but hey, new information after 3 years is hard to come by.
Yeah. So he goes back to his known apartment expecting to find Alex when he gets beat up in flashes of red because blood.
Yes.
He wakes
Which
up
is
in
weird because I watched the unrated edition and
So did I.
I didn't see much unratedness. So there was-
This is also from that mid-aughts, like, we put out an unrated edition of everything to try and get that second set of DVD sales. And it's like,
it's
yeah, but
disappointing. Yeah,
there wasn't anything else in here. Like, this wasn't even a particularly bloody film.
yeah. There was some side boob, but really not a whole lot of explicitness. You know, I've seen racier episodes of The Outer Limits. So
Yeah. So Max wakes up in the hospital
And
as
who
BB.
meets him?
who meets him?
Let me do my joke.
Okay.
He wakes up in the hospital as BB, which stands for Beau Bridges. is there waiting for him.
General
Yeah, it does.
Landry.
Can't believe I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
The character's name is the actor's initials.
Oh.
It's hilarious. Yeah, he's there to let Max know he's the lead suspect in Natasha's murder.
And
Max-
Alex's murder.
And Alex's murder. He forces himself
Oh, right,
out of
yeah.
his hospital bed to go to his former partner's funeral with a quick stop at Azur Pharmaceuticals, where BB works, where Max's dead wife worked, to get him a clean shirt. Man, I wonder if this is... My notes say, I wonder if this is who is making the super drug, guys.
The pharmaceutical company, yeah. And he just happens to have a formal shirt and tie in Max's size in his closet.
Mm-hmm.
As you do. I mean, if Mad Men has taught me anything, is that businessmen always keep a stock of suits in their offices.
We go
They
to
head
the
over to the
wake
wake.
where Max gets slapped.
Because noir.
Well, but also, you're the lead suspect in the murder of the deceased. And also, we find out that even though it is a huge, breach of interest, Max's partner had been the one to, look into the murder. And it apparently, the fact that he never caught the third guy had been eating Alex up inside. And she's just like, Max, if you had just been like, hey, man, I get it. You can't always catch anybody. You chase down every lead. I've chased down every lead. I get it. That would have been a...
Hey, man, you didn't catch my wife's murderer, even though that's literally your job. It's cool, man. We good.
But, I mean, Victor, if you were a murder police, you know what the clearance rate is.
Yeah.
And also, you've been trying to catch the guy, too, and haven't done it. You know?
I mean, yeah, no,
so-
that's the point I was making. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Or else I don't remember.
Well, just
edit
say,
this out,
hey,
Victor,
you
whatever.
tried your best.
You
know,
tried.
and we're not going to stop. If anything else comes up, we're going to keep trying. I'm going to keep pushing, but I know
Yeah. Okay.
you did 150% of what we'd have done on any other murder investigation.
They're New York cops. Yeah, they're not exactly known for wherever the hell they're in. Anyway, carry on.
This is when
And then
Ludacris
who shows up?
Luda.
Luda. That is right. The Fear Factor host himself.
He is checking this area code to see if there are any of his hoes in there.
And he is our internal affairs Detective Bravera. And he wants to talk to Max.
They talk for a minute. Max bails on him and BB, raids Alex's office, and runs away.
Yes. And I wrote in my notes, he's being a real dick for being the suspect in 2 murders.
Yeah.
Also, we get a thing like we see in a lot of movies and TV. We saw this in the most recent Battlestar Galactica episode I was on. But Max breaks into Alex's office, jams the chair behind the door, and is ripping through all the files, grabs something, shoves it in his shirt pocket, and then escapes out the window. And I'm like, yeah, but you're still at the police station. He should not just be and next scene, I'm talking to somebody else. It's no, the next scene is, and then he was arrested leaving the police station. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just the guy outside, but I saw you climbing out a window, and so I'm going to stop you.
Does it say what city this takes place in?
The movie is the game is in New York. I don't think the movie ever explicitly says.
Oh, yeah, it's got a real New York look to it.
There's some NYPD vans at one
Is there?
point.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So Max walks through some sudden atmospheric snow with alleyways that are way too large to actually exist in New York. So much noir here. When Mila Kunis catches up to ask about her sister, he tries to convince her to team up to find out who killed Natasha and Alex, going after Owen Green, her last couple of phone calls.
And then
Owen
she baton smacks the shit out of him.
Yeah, she whips shit out of him. Owen is tripping on burb cocaine, and goes out the window that conveniently has all of the bottom of the wall blown out to make it easy to fall out of.
But he's also being pulled by one of those CGI Valkyries, which is like the most like, okay, am I supposed to believe this thing exists? And
it's just the power of drugs that he can make you fly. It's like, if Red Bull gives you wings, then you have to, kick it up a few notches for the blue cocaine or whatever.
And as Max and Mila look down, or Mila is her real name. Mona is the character name.
Yeah,
that's too close. We see who's staring at them from an adjacent rooftop.
Face tattoo Batman.
Oh yeah, it's Lupino, and he's gooning again.
He just goons all the time, Ben, right?
What?
He just goons all the time.
Well, I mean, that's what he does most of this movie.
Yeah. I mean, he spends a solid, 20 minutes of this movie at least just gooning, Ben.
From rooftops, mostly.
20 minutes gooning, that's, for 2 hours, that's a bit, considering we see him do it 5 or 6 times. How much do you think you could goon in 2 hours, Ben?
On a rooftop of all places.
On a rooftop.
Yeah.
I mean,
it 5 or 6 times?
It seems like, it seems like one long goon. I don't think he's...
One just protracted goon.
Well, it just seems like that is what he's doing. He hasn't been, meeting up with different bosses and taking time off.
Yeah, he never finishes gooning.
No. When you're committed, it's just, you're always gooning.
Yeah, we go see him in media goon a bunch.
But then we go to a tattoo parlor where we get a completely unnecessary Valkyrie lore drop.
We get it from the guy who is, this guy is every single tattoo artist I have ever met at a Renaissance fair. This dude is fucking into it. I love the shock on his face when he's all just like, that tattoo, that's a Norse Valkyrie. He's into it.
Yeah.
And he has a history, a mythology book, on his table. And the thing is, the drug...
that's 100% accurate for this type of dude.
It's also, the drug is called Valkyrie. Valkyries are completely unimportant to the plot. It is just that, hey, a company named Aesir, which are the Norse gods, or one set of the Norse gods, made a drug called Valkyrie because of naming conventions.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's actual Valkyrie mythology is not important. We did not need 3 minutes in this.
Yeah. You know what this movie needed? Instead of calling it Valkyrie, it should have been Pseudophedrophildamol. And we should have had an ad for it at some point that warned us of all the crazy side effects.
Side effects may include delusions of grandeur, heart palpitations, gooning.
Exactly.
Tonight at the Starlight Lounge, Pseudophedrophildamol on piano.
We then see Lupino torturing a guy, and then he just
gives him drugs and kills him.
Yeah, that seems like a kind of a waste of drug. I mean, if he's just gonna curb stomp this guy with a machete.
If they stopped making this drug years ago, and it's so addictive that they need it all of the time, you would not be wasting a drop of this fucking stuff.
Yeah. And I like
this
how...
This is all at, I don't know if you caught this, but it's at Rylon and Brock. But the sign is broken, so it just spells out Ragnarok.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was Ragnarok.
In the game, it is just Club Ragnarok.
Club Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I find it interesting that our Batman goon here has a whole team of sub-goons that are just there solely existing to satisfy this guy's need for IRL torture porn. So, because that's all they're doing is they're holding this guy down, and it's
these sub-goons just watch him goon.
Yeah.
That's what the sub-goons do.
That's what the sub-goon does.
But wouldn't that still be gooning?
Yeah.
He's still gooning.
Yeah, no, second-hand gooning.
They're also
gooning.
Right. Yeah.
It's second-hand gooning. They're not actively gooning. They're witnessing the gooning.
I don't know, if I'm holding a guy down, that feels like gooning.
Yeah. Now, when you get the
You
third
just get
hand
one
in
hand
there,
on a guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Just some gooning.
The more hands you get in the gooning, the better it is.
Mona now is at a fun warehouse with some
God damn
arms.
it, guys.
Mona's at a fun warehouse scene with some arms dealers where they are trying to find out about Lupino and Club Ragnarok. And I like the bad guy here. He's like, Max Payne is looking for something God wants hidden. Like, this is somebody who really wanted to write noir dialogue.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's great. It's campy.
Oh.
It's cheesy. It's exactly what I wanted out of this movie. But coming from someone who hasn't played the video games, my opinion doesn't count. So.
We see Max hit up a storage unit. BB gives Max a name knowing he's gone off the deep end. He calls Ludacris to let him know. And BB fills Luda in on Max's backstory. Only 52 minutes into this madness do we find out what actually happened.
Yes.
But only from his perspective.
We also find out
From
Max
the
has
villain
the
perspective.
best storage unit I have ever seen.
It's immaculate. So
It's-
clean.
Like, I want this storage unit badly. And we also are looking for Jason Colvin, played by
Played by, which one was he?
Chris O'Donnell.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, Robin.
D'Artagnan.
Yep, this is Michelle's boss. He identifies Max as a detective, but also doesn't recognize him at first. He walks in and is like, "Oh, hey, detective," and then it's all like, "Oh, Max, shit."
Yeah.
It's not like he's wearing rank insignia of any kind. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I hate it.
But Max is trying
Max
to
beats
give
the
me all
shit
the
out of
info. He beats the shit out of him.
He happens to have the envelope with all of the evidence from 3 years ago right on his desk.
As you do. Yeah.
Yeah. But 20 dudes in tactical gear roll in and kill Robin before he can talk more.
Oh, right away. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's our main guy. It's Beau Bridges in the tactical uniform that pulls the trigger and shoots him. Because I presumed it's because it's like, oh, this guy's gonna talk. I have to kill him.
oh yeah.
That was yeah.
Yeah. Max uses the riot team's eagerness as cover and gets away. But we do get one of those backward dive things. Some bullets in the air, some guns. There's so
Yeah.
much shooting for revolvers in this.
And we
Max
get
and Mila meet up at a warehouse and watch the evidence.
Right. Yeah. We get our interview with our Marine here.
yes.
Yeah, we learn out face tattoo Batman is a crayon-eating test subject. He's also invincible.
Completely nails the ex-Marine vibe there. And at the end, I didn't catch it at first, but at the end, they ask him, "Have you experienced any side effects taking Valkyr?" And he's like, "I haven't experienced any side effects." They're like, "Sorry,
I
do we need
don't feel anything.
do we need to cut that out?" I'm fine. The other 8 guys in the next room who are doing a Jimi Hendrix impression in Detox. So
Yeah. What's
he's,
what's the opposite of, or the inverse of decimation? Because that's what this drug does.
90% animation?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's math.
Majorination.
We now get
Ma-
Max knocks out our doorman, and then proceeds to kill everybody else he runs across. Where it's just like, I don't know, why didn't you kill the doorman?
Because he's doorman. Doorman!
But we also get our second slow-mo scene here, where a guy runs all the way across this catwalk to get parallel with Max before pulling up his gun, and then he starts shooting his automatic rifle, and it blows up the table of
Yeah, and he keeps shooting the drugs?
drugs that
I
is
was
20
confused. I
feet
was-
in the
drug
foreground.
I was
It's
like, is he shooting the drugs on purpose because he needs to get rid of evidence or something, or is he just really that bad of a shot? Like,
It's
is he?
for the shot, Victor.
So he flunked out of Stormtrooper Marksman Academy is what this guy did. Because
Well, I
my
mean,
God, it's terrible.
I will say, as somebody who's been shooting a bit recently, every so often you will see somebody at a shooting range, and you'll just go, "Oh no, you should not have one of these." where it's like you had your target at 3 meters, like not far, and you're using one of the big silhouette targets. You got a bunch of bullets way up over here.
And this is the part where he does the Max Payne does the limbo move with the shotgun.
Yep, the backwards
And,
dive.
Yeah. I saw an exotic dancer at the Yellow Rose do this exact same move one night. So, yeah.
Did she also shoot a shotgun and kill a dude in a way that a shotgun would not kill a dude at that distance?
I mean, metaphorically, yeah.
Metaphor.
Was he also gooning?
Oh, there was so much gooning going on. Oh, God, sorry.
Guns.
Goon
reckless
Squad by
violence.
Ripe, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, no.
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 Different kind of goon squad. Which is why I don't like Jafar's narrow interpretation of gooning.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm not a fan of it either, but I was like, hey guys, the Goon
It's not-
Squad's back together.
That Goon Squad and gooning, different interpretations of the word. It's just gooning.
All right, speaking of goons,
Well, speaking of gooning, we get to our torture room, and we get to Lupino, and we
it's his
have
favorite room.
a machete versus shotgun fight.
Yeah. Lupino dies how he liked to live, getting shot in the chest.
Yes. And we find out who shot him. It was BB.
BB.
General Landry himself.
God, this guy, he pulls off so many the villain trope of shooting your own guys, shooting your own goons. I mean, damn, dude, you just got.
But
can-
now we get the thing that did make me love this is we get BB's explanation. Suddenly,
Yeah.
our mystery
His
is laid bare for us.
Super villain
Oh my
esque
God.
reveal.
Where it
monologue.
is, hey, your wife kept digging into a thing she shouldn't have been digging in, and we kept trying to tell her to stop, and she wouldn't stop, and like it's not even her job, and why does she care? And then I realized
I could just choke her to death.
murdering people makes your problems go away, and I'm like, hey, you were in the same line as the Master and that strip club owner from Viper. 3 podcasts like in very short succession where that bad guy's whole thing is just like, hey, we like murdering people. It's fun. Like, I don't know why I didn't start doing this a while ago.
Whenever I have a problem, I just do some murder, and then boom, a different problem. That problem's gone. Now I have a different problem.
Thank you, Jason from The Good Place.
Best
Yes.
Florida man ever.
Yeah, he reveals his machinations, his complicitness in Max's life-changing loss, and then we get to the top of the movie here, Max underwater, and this is the end, right?
No.
He drowns.
Yep.
They just wait like 5 minutes to see him come up for air and shoot him a bunch.
No.
No, none of that. They leave immediately, and he survives somehow.
Yep.
And then we have another 25 minutes of fucking movie. Boo.
But there's no way. So he climbs out of the water, and he's got 2 bottles of Valkyr in his pocket. That's to make it look like he was a junkie. And he decides, all right, I'm going to take the risk because 99% of the time you go crazy, but 1% you become invincible. It's like, so this is IDDQD? Like, this is... This is a cheat code here? Like, how does it get rid of hypothermia? Because I've had hypothermia, and that shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst.
Yeah, I was out at a Spartan obstacle race ran late one evening, and I started feeling numbness in my fingers. And with the rest of my team, my teammates, I was all just like, "Are you guys getting this numbness in your fingers?" And like, "Oh yeah, that's called frostbite." Like, holy shit!
Oh, good.
But I'm sure you then went and celebrated as the Spartans did.
By hitting up a Dairy Queen and ordering like $50 worth of food. Yeah, it was amazing. I'll tell you that story some other time.
Buggery.
Hey, if that's the definition of buggery, I will bugger all night.
That was my third choice.
But this is where we then have Ludacris going in and confronting all the SWAT guys. Like, hey, why did you guys all show up to answer a phone call from a private security, company? Like, you are the police. That's not how this works. And you just started shooting and you murdered a guy. And they're like, what are you going to do about it, Luda? And he's like, I called the FBI. Like, I escalated shit. Because
he was like, get back, motherfucker. You don't know me like that.
You guys clearly don't understand how this works. There are other police. And that is where we finally see Joe Mike showing up.
Yeah, I fast forwarded it to that scene. I'm like, oh yeah, it's totally him. Damn, Max Payne himself. Yeah.
We then have our warehouse or our parking garage shootout, where for the first time, I believe, in this entire movie, Max Payne is dual wielding, which is just like his thing.
Oh, was this after he takes the drugs?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
that's
actively
right. Sorry,
losing his mind on drugs at this point.
Yeah. He goes on he saves the day with the power of narcotics.
Yeah. He sees his tragic backstory with lots of fire and burb demons. It's all around having a bad day.
This is at least the third example I could think of a movie ending this way with a drug rage-filled shootout. Like it happened, I believe, at the end of The Rundown with The Rock, and it really reminded me of the ending of Blade, where Blade decides to give in and drink some blood, and he just goes on a blood rage.
Yeah. I mean, this is
blood
also
rage rampage.
The end of Doom.
The
Carl
Urban
Urban
Doom
film
for me. Oh, the movie. Yeah. I was like, are you kidding me? That's how I start Doom.
Mila Kunis shows up to help at this point because, hey, wait a minute. How the fuck does she know what's going on right now?
Okay, and we have Beau Bridges and his goon. They go up back to his armory and start grabbing guns and C4 for some reason.
Yeah.
And Beau Bridges is like, hey, guy who works in corporate security, take a bunch of C4 and rig this place to blow. And it's like, I don't think he'd know how to do that. But when
every building is held up by 3 pillars in the basement that if you put C4 on will collapse the building, Ben. That's basic structural science.
Is that really how it works?
No.
I'm just saying, there's 1 or 2 buildings I wouldn't mind getting rid of.
Getting a building to implode is so fucking difficult. I've watched videos on like how they like rig buildings to collapse in on themselves with explosives in the middle of cities and not take out whole blocks.
I'm really glad we don't have any conspiracy theorists listening to this podcast right now.
It is insane the amount of math and work you have to do to figure this shit out.
It's real hard. But we have shootouts and people killing each other, and the thing that made this even more confusing is Mona kills Joe, not Joe Mike, Joe Mike, Joe, our lieutenant to Beau Bridges, BB, and he goes, Mona? And it's like, how do you guys know each other? You have had no interaction. There's been no implication that Mona works with Aesir Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Like, it could have very easily been, hey, we hired Mona to kill Max Payne. And then she's like, I'm going to kill him not just because you want me to, but because he killed my sister. And then they, like, have a fight, and he's like, but I didn't kill your sister. And then it's like, well, then who did? And now they're working together. And, like, hey, we could have written that as a thing, and now it makes sense.
Who knows it was in the runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the space. One less burb vision.
For some reason, our Joe Lieutenant guy here is just like, I've been shot, but I'm still alive. Fuck it and fuck you, and blows everything up. And it's just like, why are you so committed to this, man?
Yep.
You are
Going out with a bang.
but you are like a director level executive at a large business. I'm not blowing myself up for this.
That's
He
because
just
you're not
wanted-
committed, Ben.
Yeah.
That's why you'll never be a director.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to blow up the building with yourself in it for the company. Capitalism.
And BB has been calling.
Is this good for the company?
Yeah. BB has been calling for the CEO to send him a helicopter, but no helicopter arrives.
Yeah, she leaves BB on red.
And this is weird because in the game, this scene is where you murder the CEO.
Right.
Because she's the one who's actually behind everything.
Well, that we'll come back to that.
Wait,
then.
BB is not the CEO?
No, he's just the head
No.
of security.
Oh.
In the game, he dies in the parking garage.
Oh, the CEO was the woman in the back seat of that car, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so I'm starting to realize that the reason I like this movie so much is that I wasn't actually really paying attention. I was playing Balatro while I had it on in the background.
Well, that'll do it.
I just want to say that this movie is 10 out of 10 for a movie that you can have on in the background while you're doing something else. So
I respect it.
Yeah. So Max kills BB up on the roof. He stands before 3 lights, 2 of them out, symbolizing his wife and daughter. It shifts to color,
3 lights.
and he dies.
Or does he?
Well, that's the thing, is we have an after credits scene. Where we have, after the credits, we get 2 minutes where Max reunites with Mona because he's not dead, and they have a CEO to kill.
And on first viewing, I thought that the bartender in this place was Joe Mike, Tom Joe Mike. I thought that was him. I was like, damn, he has not aged well.
Well,
That was our movie, guys.
And we did not
fucking
get...
movie.
The movie actually made money, but we did not get Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne.
Yeah. Well, on a scale of 1 to 3 Max Paynes, how would you rate this movie, guys?
I mean, the unrated version is slightly better than the rated version, but they're not good.
So would you rate this movie a less pain or a minimum pain?
This is an ibuprofen amount of pain.
Yeah,
Like
this
I
is
can just power through this.
like this is my TMJ's having a rough day, so I'm gonna take a naproxen, not a Tylenol.
God.
Kind of pain. Like it's not really pain so much as it's soreness.
Minimum irritation.
Yeah.
not actual pain. Well, I enjoyed it. I'm going to watch it again.
I don't know why you do that to yourself, Victor, but
Because I paid for it. That's
I-
why I
did
bought this
too.
movie on Amazon Prime in HD.
I had a DVD of it somewhere, and it disappeared in my move, so I had to get it again.
disappear.
Well, next week I think we're taking a week off. And
We're gonna take a
then-
little bit of time off because I'm gonna be fucking off to Europe for a week and a half.
This movie was so bad it made Fair
I'm
flee the
leaving
country.
But we'll be back with the first episode of our Billions coverage. I pulled up the episode synopsis. I haven't watched it yet. Do you guys want to hear the episode synopsis?
Yeah, lay it on us.
I haven't read it yet, so if I mispronounce anything, it's because I didn't practice. Chuck Rhodes, the powerful U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, is tipped to a case of insider trading which links Axe Capital and the billionaire hedge fund king Bobby Axe Axelrod. This sets Chuck on a collision course with one of the most powerful men on Wall Street. While it could be a career-defining case for Chuck, he must tread carefully because his wife, Wendy Rhodes, is an in-house performance coach at Axe Capital and Axe's key confidant. But a costly purchase by Axe gives Chuck the opening he needs, setting off a cat-and-mouse game where the stakes are high and intensely personal.
I am more confused than a horny straight guy at a drag show. You lost me there, dude. I don't know what's going on.
Man. Just own it.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense, dude. I don't know. Body
doesn't make
axe,
sense.
Axelrod, because I think my brain stopped there and I pictured those old bod commercials. New from Bod XX Rod.
Well, we'll be back with that in a little bit. But before we get there, listener, I'm once again
Implore.
beseech you to go listen to Ripe.
It would behoove you to listen to Ripe.
You will
They
be
just
a
dropped
better
a new
person
EP. It's great.
for listening to Ripe. Yeah, their new single's fucking fantastic. Their concert gave me a nigh-on spiritual experience. I walked out of there just like, how can people be shitty to other people when something like this, like when you can feel this sense of community and this sense of connection to other human beings, how could you possibly be shitty to someone? I don't understand. It's like was what was going through my brain as we left the venue. It was a fantastic show. Thank you so much for letting us use Goon Squad as our theme song. It still doesn't feel real.
Even after all these years. And thank you to you, the listener, for joining us on our journey here. If you enjoy our show, feel free to leave us a message. Hit us up on voicecast.app, voicecast.app/LTO, where you can send us a message. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to log in. Just go there, click record, or you can type out a text message, send it to us, and we'll respond to it here on the show. And if you don't like our show, well, just keep that shit to yourself.
And we'll see you next time.